Welcome to the show. My guests tonight, John and Mia from GlobalFest. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Jeff.
So for people who don't know what GlobalFest is, can you tell me about that?
So GlobalFest, I think what the misconception is people think GlobalFest is a fireworks festival first off and foremost, and that's all they know us for, right? So the thing that people don't really realize is that we're a development agency for the community, and we have year-round programming throughout the year. And then what we do all leads up to the festival. So, that's really what we do in a nutshell. So we have a lot of programming that we do throughout the year where we work with the community groups. We give them a platform to showcase who they are as a culture. And then it's a great way to involve everybody in the community.
What are each of your roles? And how long have you been with GlobalFest?
Sure. I've been with GlobalFest for 15, 16 years now. I've kind of went through every role from sponsorship to different roles and internships. But now I'm the director of operations, and I take care of our ticketing platform. I take care of all the hiring of the students for our YLOT program. I mentor them throughout the summer, and just everything festival related I do. A lot of office administration. So a small team, my hands are in kind of everything.
I am one of those students. I am the marketing communications coordinator this summer. So I've only been here since April.
How many years has it been going on?
The idea of the festival started in 93, but it didn't really come to fruition until 2003, 2004. So the idea was there. So the founder, Lindsay Dan and Ken Goosen, and another small team, but they're the two primary ones. They were looking for a site that could really shoot the fireworks, hold the fireworks, and then have a festival at the same time. So that took 10 years to find, but then 2003 is really when it became a thing.
And when did you start?
I started in 2010. So I've been with the organization, I think, going on 16 years now. So, yeah.
Do you remember the first time you attended?
Yeah, I attended working for the festival, actually. I was just coming here to go to school. I had a friend ask me if I wanted to work a summer job, set up a festival. Didn't even know what it was. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that before I go to school. Set up for the festival. The first night I was there, I was like, holy smokes, all these people started coming in. It was vibrant. It was amazing. There was food. There was the cultural performance stages, the cultural pavilions. And it was just seeing the people come together and just the vibrancy of it all was amazing. And then when the first time I saw the fireworks, I was like, holy smokes, my jaw just dropped. It was a fireworks that I've never seen before. It's a pyro musical, which means it's synced to music. So everything's on beat. Everything, how would I describe it? There's intention to it. There's intention to the fireworks. And my jaw just dropped. I was like, these are the best fireworks I've ever seen. I just sat there and I was like, wow, this is so cool to be a part of.
How has it changed? What was the original vision and how has it changed since you started?
Well, the original vision, again, comes from Lindsay Dan and Ken Goosen. They're both originated from Winnipeg. And there's a big festival out there, a multicultural festival. I believe it's called Folklorama. It's a festival bring cultures together. It's huge over there. So they moved here in the 90s and they're just like, wow, Calgary is like the whitest town ever. They're like, how do we bring culture here? They took that idea. And then Lindsay had connections in the pyro world. And they're like, why don't we put a multicultural festival together plus a fireworks festival together? And that's where the idea came from.
How have you seen it evolve over your time?
Well, the festival evolved in a few different ways. When we first started it the cultural side of the festival, the multicultural side, was through communities throughout Calgary. So to visit, like, for example, an Indian pavilion would be in one community, a Vietnamese pavilion would be in another community. So you'd have to go community to community to visit all these pavilions. But that was hard for people to move around. And then at the end of the night, you'd have to go to Ellison Park where the fireworks was, because that's where our festival is now as a whole. But before, we couldn't hold it all in one setting. So that took a few years to put everything together. And I think that was 2006 or 2007 when the festival married all at Ellison Park.
I've been a lot of times. It's a great time.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
Yeah.
I love it. I go with my family every year, I think.
Good.
Yeah, we go a lot.
Well, we appreciate the support. So
Is there an aspect of it that gets overlooked, do you think?
the cultural side, really, I think it's the messaging that we're trying to work on, and we've been working on this for over a decade now, that we're more than a fireworks festival, right? So people, when you hear GlobalFest, they think fireworks, but we're more than that. We bring the community together. We work with local ethno community groups. We bring everyone together. We bring stories, we bring culture, we bring everyone into a place where everyone is accepted, right? So, very accepting, and we just want people to be who they are, showcase who they are, and be comfortable being here in Canada without being ashamed of who they are.
The countries that do fireworks changes every year, doesn't it?
Yeah. So Ken and our fireworks director come up with a theme every year, and the theme's always different. So this year is Pan Asia. Last year was the Euro Tour. We have something special coming up next year, but I'm going to keep that a secret. But has something to do with water, so it's pretty neat. So,
how do you decide, and how long before does that get decided?
That it happens for I'm going to say anywhere from actually almost a year. Actually, I was going to say 6 months, but I'm lying. So a year. So Kelly, who's our fireworks director, works with Ken closely. Kelly's in the pyro world. He's well known. And there's a small group of professionals throughout the world that can only do this. And we vet them carefully, and we make sure that they have the skill sets to come to GlobalFest and shoot the fireworks, because these are not ordinary fireworks. They're outside of like going to like Dubai or China where you get those extravagant fireworks. These are one of the best fireworks that you might ever see.
Yeah, it's different from the fireworks at the Stampede. People, I've talked to people and they think, oh, I just saw fireworks at the Stampede, but it's not the same at all. It's a totally different experience.
No, there's a misconception, and I'm not trying to put the Stampede fireworks down, but those are great. They're a lot smaller than ours, but people think they're the biggest fireworks here in Calgary.
Yeah.
It's just when you're at the grounds and you're right underneath it, it seems really big, right? But our fireworks shows are bigger.
Longer, the music.
Mm-hmm.
There's
a lot more intricate.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and can you talk a little bit about the food scene?
Yeah. The food scene, food trucks have become a big thing over the last decade, and it's kind of taken over. Food was always a big thing at GlobalFest from day one. It's where you can go and get Indian food, Vietnamese food, Thai food, right? We always brought a collection of cultural foods, and that's the intent. And it started with about 10 to 12 food pavilion booths where they brought their kitchen in and they actually made the foods. But when food trucks kind of started showing up, they've kind of taken over. So when we're looking for food at the festival, it's always different types of cultural foods. We're trying to bring an assortment of food. So it's always different. So when you come to GlobalFest, you can find everything from Vietnamese food to Indian food to even the just traditional Western meal, right? So, but that's the intent behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've noticed over the years that we've had to get there 2 hours earlier than we would have before because there's so much to do and eat.
Yep. And I think that's the other thing that people don't realize. We have that cultural festival before it, right? People will come racing in at 8:30, 8:45 just to come see the fireworks. And then they buy their tickets, they come, and then they realize they look around, they're like, oh my goodness, there's so much more to see here.
Yeah.
There's so much more to do. So we always tell everyone, gates open at 6, come on early, come check out the festival. We have a Passport Pursuit program where we incentivize our guests to go around and check out each pavilion. They go and get a stamp for answering questions at each of these pavilions. You learn about their culture. And then if you actually participate in this program, if you visit, I think, a minimum of 11, you can be entered into a prize. But if you do all the pavilions, I think that's 21 to 22, you can be entered into a prize to win a round trip from Air Canada anywhere around the world, the globe. So It's a pretty cool program.
And actually, this year, we are launching a new one as well. It's called Flavors Pursuit. And speaking of food, you go to a certain amount of places and you try their food and you get stamps and you get prizes as well for that. So
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask how you keep it fresh every year. Do you make changes every year to keep the same people coming back, or? We
added 1 or 2 new food booths or pavilions every year. The pavilions, we're starting a system where we're going to switch them, but the food, we typically try to add 1 or 2 new items every year. So yeah.
Yeah. And also, since the fireworks show is different every year as well.
So from behind the scenes, what is something that's hard to pull off but really gratifying when you see it done at the end?
Really, the festival, it's a small team. I don't think people realize that we work all year round. People always ask me what I do all year round. They think it's part-time for me, but it's a full-time job. We do this all year round. There's 3 of us full-time in the office, and then we have 2 to 3 contractors, and we have our accountant. right? But then summertime comes around. It's our busy season. That's when we hire 4 more students. Me as one of them, and then we have 3 others. We hire administrative coordinator, marketing communications coordinator, a volunteer coordinator, and an events coordinator. So 4 of these, they come in, they help us work with every aspect of the festival to pull this off. But another thing that people don't realize, because we're such a small team, we rely heavily on the community and our volunteerism is huge in Calgary. And we have about 500 to 1,000 volunteers, including the pavilion volunteers, that pull off this festival. So we're a small team, but we don't do this without our volunteers. And, pat on the back to the community that shows up from Calgary. So it's amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wouldn't have guessed anywhere near that.
Yep.
That's awesome. Where do you find them? People come to you, or is there a program?
Yeah, there's a volunteer application, but a lot of the volunteers, they're returning volunteers. But we started our application in May, and that's our volunteer coordinator we hire from a post-secondary institution or just anyone that's looking for work. And their main job is to recruit and vet and bring in all these volunteers. So the roles that we provide to our students, which is called our YLOT program, Youth Leaders of Tomorrow, we bring them in and we give them like real work experience, and it's very detrimental and it's really good for their, I guess, portfolio or their resume moving forward after they leave us. And really, actually, I was a graduate of that program and never left.
Oh,
So I came in as an intern as part of that program. I was hired in, and now I oversee that program and hire the students, and still here.
that's awesome. Some people assume GlobalFest is just a family event, but you've made it a draw for couples, younger crowds, solo. How intentional was that shift?
It wasn't intentional at all, actually. I think people always ask us who our demographic is, and it's hard to pinpoint who our demographic is. So we see kids from 5 to grandparents at our festival, to families, to teens, to young adults. But yeah, so it was never intentional. But when you're bringing a multicultural festival with a fireworks festival at the end, you just generate everyone. So it's hard to really pinpoint it. So it was never really intentional. And yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I think in terms of bringing a student in for marketing, it's, at least for my part this summer, it was very intentional not intentional, but it was easy to make that shift in terms of where that wanted to be marketed. And I think for myself, like coming in and working at the festival, I didn't even realize the grand scheme of everything that GlobalFest did. And so for me and for the other students as well, we all kind of talked about it. We had no idea everything that was happening and all the options that were at the festival itself in terms of bar drinks. And that's a very young, so new to this year, there's a new bar opening up after the fireworks as well, which hasn't really been spoken about in the media at all. So I think in terms of marketing, we were trying to focus that and show young people that this is a great date night opportunity and a great fun activity for
That was my next question.
all the 20s.
What makes it a good date night?
It's a great date night. I mean, for myself, at least, I feel like I would definitely want to go on. It's a once-a-year opportunity. And how amazing would it be to cuddle up with the person you love and watch a bunch of really cool fireworks,
Yeah,
right?
I'm going to go. Year over year, how have you seen the growth?
That's a tough one, actually.
It seems so much busier every time I go.
Mhm.
And has the length changed?
Length hasn't changed. Our numbers are actually are lower than they have been since COVID. I think COVID
Oh.
was a big shift, right? So before COVID, on average, we would get about 18 to 20,000 people a night. Now, the first 4 nights, you would see maybe about 15 to 18,000 people, and our finale still brings in a large number, which is almost upwards of 20,000 people, right? And our park can hold up to 22.5. So I think the growth is there, but it comes in waves, right? So at one point we were actually looking to move our site, but we need to get back to filling in, the park every other night.
Yeah.
So
Let's fill it in.
yeah, I'd love to. Everyone that's listening, come on out to GlobalFest. It's a great date night. It's a great time. Check out the festival and just watch the world-class fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to people who think it's not for them?
Come on out. You have so I know so many people that have heard about GlobalFest or have watched GlobalFest from the outside, and they change their perspective when they come inside the park. They're just like, holy smokes, I didn't realize this was all here. So I think the big thing is to get people's foot in the door. Once you get their foot in the door, you're just like, holy smokes, this is a big production. It's a grand time. And again, the fireworks are different on the inside. People watch the fireworks on the outside. You see the stuff that's shot in the sky. But again, our fireworks are intentional. It's synced to music. Everything is on beat, and you don't see that on the outside because you don't hear the music as well. When you're inside, you can watch the beat of the fireworks go to some of the ground stuff. My favorite shots are the ground stuff, not the aerial stuff. I love watching the stuff on the ground. It goes back and forth, and it pops to the music, and it tells a story, and it takes you on a journey, and that's something that you're not going to see on the outside.
I think in terms of if people don't think that GlobalFest is for them, the whole point of GlobalFest is that it's for everyone. Mm-hmm. It's fully accepting of anyone, of any age and any culture. And that's kind of the foundation of it. So I think if you don't think it's for you, try it out. And then you'll see that very quickly.
So what's the mindset to show up with? And how do you get the most of your night? How does a pro do it?
Come early. You got to come early. You got to check out all the pavilions. Take advantage of that Passport Pursuit program. Come with a mindset to learn. You're going to hear different stories. You're going to learn about different cultures. Like it's amazing because, again, you come here. Where can you come and learn about everyone's different backgrounds and hear about their fantastic stories and then have some food. The food's amazing there. There's so many different options. And then going back to the fireworks, we talk about the fireworks all the time. It's amazing. Again, world-class fireworks, but the more important stuff is the cultural side that we don't talk about a lot. And that's what we're trying to convey now. Our new messaging is trying to, tell people about the multicultural side,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
What are some of the things that GlobalFest does year round?
So the One World Festival is our festival where we have showcase all these different cultural pavilions. We have performance stages with these cultural groups. So what we do is we'll take that model and then we'll be in a community and then we'll take it on a smaller scale. We'll have one stage, maybe 4 or 5 different pavilions, and then we'll have that throughout the weekend with food trucks. You can come on out, check out these performances. And then we're also at the Stampede. That's a big one for us now. We've been with the Stampede for the last 3-4 years, but it's 11 days of programming. So we also do that. We bring the performers on stage, and then we have different pavilions where you can go check out each of these pavilions and buy some nice, I guess, gifts, souvenirs, things like that. And then we also do produce shows. So those are fireworks shows. We also do fireworks shows outside of GlobalFest. A lot of people don't know that, but we do fireworks shows for South Center. We do it for New Year's. We do it for Family Day. But our names are tied to that. But it's nothing that a lot of people don't know that, right? So that, and then we have our summer camp that's actually happening right now. So it's YYC My Summer's Journey. So it's a camp for immigrant youth that have just arrived here in Canada from the ages of 12 to 16. It provides these kids with a great opportunity to just kind of learn from us and be part of something. And just what we do is we try to help them assimilate. So we provide food. We take them out to certain camps. We took them out to Blackfoot Crossing the other day just to learn about the history out there. So those are a few of the things we do, right? And then we used to have a Human Rights Forum program, but that was put on hold since COVID. But the Human Rights Forum, we've had lots of different conversations where we tackle tough topics that are kind of trending at the time. We talked about the Syrian refugees at one point. We talk about hate. But we're working towards getting back to that, but we're not there yet. But we'd love to get that back. So these are all the things that we do outside of the festival.
Do you have an ad that I can put in, like a commercial break?
Yeah, I can find one for you and send it to you.
Okay, I'm going to cut to that right now.
Okay.
This summer, the world comes to you at GlobalFest. Join us for Calgary's most explosive cultural celebration. 5 unforgettable nights of music, dance, food, and fireworks from around the globe. Experience over 20 cultural pavilions, savor authentic international cuisine, and witness one of the most dazzling fireworks competitions in the world. GlobalFest, where culture ignites. Get your tickets now at globalfest.ca.
And we're back. So you've seen thousands of people come through the gates. What does that crowd tell you about Calgary in 2025?
Just how diverse we are as a city and as a country now. Again, going back to, when Lindsay and Ken first came here from Winnipeg, they were just saying it's, very white dominated, but, and that was the point of the festival, right? Just to bring people of all next to the woods together and share their cultures, right?
Yeah. My next question was, a lot of people think Calgary's all cowboys and oil rigs.
Yeah.
But this is a lot more layered than that.
Yep.
So what do you think some people still don't understand about Calgary? People from the outside looking in.
How diverse it is.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think everyone who looks, not even just Calgary, but Alberta in general, looks at Alberta and thinks we're the Texas of Canada, right? That's kind of just the stereotype.
Yeah.
But I think so many people overlook how much Calgary is doing and how much work that they're doing to kind of fight that narrative, because it is such a sewn in stereotype, right?
Yeah. I have people on the show all the time from different art communities that are always saying the same thing too.
100%. It's hard to fight that stereotype because
especially with Stampede. All of a sudden everyone has a cowboy hat.
Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of what we're known for. But I think a lot of people don't realize that GlobalFest is the second biggest festival in Calgary.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Wow.
Second most traction. But
so you bring cultures from all around the world, but it still feels local. Is that intentional also?
I'd say so. I'd say it's local in the way that it's handled in terms of the volunteers and the people that are involved, because all of the majority of the pavilions, as far as I know, are local groups. So yes, it's opening your eyes to the world, which is exactly what it's supposed to do. But I feel like it's more on the base of creating a home in Calgary for the world. It's making Calgary and GlobalFest a welcome place for everyone in the world. So in that sense, it does keep it local, because I think the new Calgary is local for everyone, Yeah.
Yeah. So when you have tourists come, what do you want them to experience? And when you have Calgarians come, what do you want them to experience? Is it different for both of them or the same?
I think locals just be proud of what we have here in Calgary. Going back to Stampede. Stampede is a international destination for everyone. It brings something different than what we offer, but we offer this great place for the community to connect and cultures to connect, and then with the fireworks at the end. And then for the international tourists that come here, I want them to leave here and be like, wow, Calgary has something to offer for them, right? So I just feel like Canada as a whole doesn't have that when you compare it to different international countries, and we'd like to be bigger on that global stage, and we're working towards that. But again, where else can you come and visit where you see all these cultures and, again, the world-class fireworks? Because, again, most people won't see fireworks like this, and I keep on saying it, but they are one of the best fireworks I've ever seen, and I'm not it's not a biased thing, but these are amazing fireworks, and I see them year after year, and my jaw drops every year because they're always different. They're not the same. People think it's the same year after year, but all these countries come in and tell a different story, and they're different shows every year. So,
yeah. During the Stampede, they're in the sky. They're there. Some people maybe take a picture.
Yeah.
But at GlobalFest, people are actually watching it like a TV show almost. Paying
You're fully
attention.
immersed with it,
100%.
right? I think as opposed to Stampede, you look up and they're kind of a side piece. And then at GlobalFest, they're a main attraction. So you get fully immersed and involved with what's going on around you.
Yeah. At the Stampede, I think, it's midnight.
Here they come.
There they are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Instead of actually going to a destination to watch the whole production. Yeah. And how do you keep it? I actually have so many questions about that. Who plans the whole show for each country?
Again, it's the fireworks director. So Kelly and Ken, they work with these teams. They vet these countries. We give them a budget, and they take that budget and they design that shows. And the fireworks shows has criteria that you have to follow. And that's what the show is based and judged off of. So you have to follow these criterias. So that's why the shows are different every year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we don't design them. The fireworks producers from these countries that we invite, they design them, and they're professionals at it, right? So that's why we vet them. We don't just bring in any team. We make sure that they know how to design these shows and put on a world-class show.
Do you know how long it takes them to get that show ready?
You know what? That is, I don't know. So,
Ken said for the setup,
okay.
this is not the setup prior. All the planning and stuff takes months, but the setup on the day takes, or days to get
It's
everything
2 days.
ready.
So yeah, the setup,
He said it's an hour per minute of the show.
Yeah.
Is what he said.
and this
Oh,
is
wow.
the mortars that we're putting into the ground. It's so that they're putting them into the ground
Mhm.
across the lake. So that takes hours, the days to set up.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, the second show is already getting set up while the first show is there. Like the shells are there. So there's 2 different shells for both the nights. So,
Mhm.
but regarding the designing of the show, maybe that's a later podcast I can come back on and tell you about. So
Next year.
yeah,
Next year.
How long is a typical show on any given night?
it's 22 to 23 and a half minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it feels longer than that.
Yeah.
A lot of people will be like, it's half hour, and I just go with it sometimes, but it's 22 to 23 and a half.
And then what are the hours you're open?
The festival?
Yeah.
Yeah, so gates open at 6:00, and the fireworks will typically shoot off anywhere. There's no set time, anywhere from 9:15 to 9:45 to even 10. And it's all weather dependent, right? So
What happens if there's a weather event? Do you just reschedule that to another day, or?
typically, yes. Knock on wood here. We haven't had any postponements for a while now, but when we've had, it's been a nightmare. But we do our best not to postpone any shows. Typically, like, there's a misconception if it rains, the show's not going to happen. But the rain actually makes the show better because it keeps the smoke down to the ground, so there's not any smoke interfering with the fireworks show. But the big reasons we'll postpone it is for high winds or electrical storms, because that's where it gets really dangerous. And depending on which way the wind's blowing, if it's blowing at towards the public, then we have a decision to make. So, but we closely monitor this every night, and we do our best to keep everyone safe and do our best to not postpone. But if we have to, we will.
What are the different viewing areas?
So we got a couple different viewing areas. We have our general area. So the North Seating Bowl is kind of this is the seating bowl where everyone comes off our the north side of the park through the Southland Shuttle. You're facing sideways if you're watching it from the north side, but we have the South Seating Bowl, which is now our premier viewing bowl. We have this space for ticket holders that purchase tickets, but tickets for the premier and the general area are the same pricing. But if you want the better seating, which is it's a natural amphitheater that sits straight on with the show, you're overlooking the lake and you can see all the reflections from the fireworks from the show.
It's the best seating.
It is. So that's where, if you want to come check out the best seating, Premier Viewing Bowl is the best seating. General seating is everywhere outside. And then we also have our VIP tickets for any VIP ticket holders. This one's a little closer to the fireworks. You're looking up in the VIP, you can almost feel the explosion, and you can smell the gunpowder, which is something I kind of enjoy because you just feel the show. But VIP ticket holders, tickets are a little more, but you do get shuttle service, parking, because parking is limited at the park. And then we do host you with light snacks based on a first come, first serve basis. And then for all the corporate visitors, we do have hosting tents. They're minimum 50 people. It's a great setting to host 50 clients, friends, and family with private bars, private food. And you get reserved seating for the best view of the show.
Nice. On that note, we have 4 global passes to give away.
Premier viewing
Premier.
pass.
Premier.
4 premier viewing passes. Tell me about these.
Go ahead, Mia.
Well, basically, these passes get you, I would argue, the best viewing of the whole park. And you also get to come to all 5 nights with 3 of your friends.
And the premiere, I did forget to mention it. This is where our TD main stage is. So our biggest stage, lots of all the cultural performances are on this stage. And then, again, you're overlooking the lake. You're looking down at this big stage, the TD main stage.
What do we have to do?
You have to follow GlobalFest YYC. You have to follow.
The Deets with Duddy.
And you have to tag
3 friends
3 friends.
that you're going to go with. You don't have to bring them,
You don't have to bring them,
but tag them.
but tag them.
And you know what? Bonus entry if they share it to their story.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
Yeah. You get 2 entries.
there you go. That's the real.
That's the real. That's the real.
I think it'll be good.
I think it will too.
Okay. Plug everything. Where do people go to buy tickets? Tell me the website, Instagram, everything they need to know.
So tickets, physical tickets you can buy at the GlobalFest office, 5304 Hubalta Road Southeast. We're on the 2nd floor. Or you can go to Sunridge Client Services in the mall. You can get physical tickets there as well. You can't get VIPs there, but you can get the general admission. You can get the premier tickets. And then everything else is online through our website at globalfest.ca, or you can go to Show Pass, and that's where you'll get all our tickets.
Okay.
And I will be doing some giveaways. So keep an eye on our Instagram, GlobalFest YYC.
GlobalFest YYC. What's the dates?
This year it's August 14th, Thursday, August 14th, Saturday, August 16th, Tuesday, the 19th, Thursday, the 23rd, and then our finale is Saturday, August 23. Again, all the fireworks shows are different. Each nation tells their own story. The show's different. The music's different. And then, again, going back to our Passport Pursuit program, to get all 23 pavilions visited in one night it's tough to do. So if you want to get entered into that grand prize for the round trip and where Canada flies you, you'll need multiple days. And same thing with the Flavors Passport. You'll need multiple days for that. But it's great. It's a great day night. It gives you something to do. It's the last thing before, it's the last thing for summer. We like to say we're like the last festival in Calgary to kick off the great summer that we've had. So,
Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, just for anyone that hasn't come to GlobalFest yet, just come check us out. It's you might tell us you've seen us before, but it's a whole different experience when you come inside, and then you'll grow this appreciation for just what we do within the community and how we bring people together. So just check us out.
It's very different every time. Yeah.
Different people.
Yep.
Too.
Do you have anything to add?
I don't think so.
Okay. That's all I have.
Perfect.
That's all my questions. Yeah, that's it.
That was great.
How does that feel? Good?
It was great.
We're going to wrap on that?
Yeah. Well, thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
I just take these off and it ends immediately when I...
Sure.
And